Hi guys, it's Janelle, and I'm here to talk to you about a morning routine that I have fallen into good habit with, and it's tongue scraping. So tongue scraping, why are we doing that? There's a few reasons why I get up every morning and scrape my tongue. And one is when our bodies are sleeping, we're in a natural form of detoxification. And when we wake up in the morning, there's a couple ways that our bodies want to rid ourselves of the toxins. And so one shows up in our tongue. You may have woken up and seen or felt or just tasted like a carpet of gunk on your tongue. And then the other is through our anus, so through poop. And we have a whole awesome spreadsheet on poop on our resource center, so hopefully you guys can check that out. But as far as the gunk on your tongue, in Ayurveda, they talk about that being ama, or toxicity. And ama it can mean toxicity in our body in the form of emotional, or it could be food toxicity, chemicals trying to move their way out of our bodies. Essentially, ama can be translated to anything that's undigested and not being absorbed in a healthy way into our bodies. And so it's a good idea to just kind of help yourself get that stuff off in the morning through pooping, through scraping your tongue. So that's why I'm here to talk to you about tongue scraping. So tongue scraping, let me just say too, in the Western world, if we're looking at Western medicine, you might see tongue scrapers sold in the store, and there's a lot of signage around the tongue scrapers like aids with ridding bacteria and gives you better smelling breath, and all that is true as well. So there is this idea, and there's a lot of science now saying that there's links between excess bacteria and disease, and there's some links to cardiovascular disease and all sorts of amazing studies that if you're curious about that, you could probably Google and find some interesting information on that. But for me in my own body, it's become ritual and routine, and it just feels quite amazing to give my body the love and attention first thing in the morning of I'm really intentionally moving into a healthier state this morning. And then I have better breath and my mouth tastes better too. So how do you do it? I grab a tongue scraper. So I have one here. It looks like this. You can get these at your natural food store. If you're in Portland, you might look at Lois's or the Food Co-op or Whole Foods. I know have some. Leela is actually carrying this brand right here, which is a copper brand. And there's, again, all sorts of scientific studies that kind of tooting the horn for the use of copper. It's an antibacterial metal, and so not only is it aiding in getting the bacteria off, but the metal itself isn't collecting bacteria, and some metals have a tendency to do that. So there's also, I'm happy to share a link to some other studies around copper and why it's beneficial. But for then, you can get these at Leela. They're like $5. Go buy yourself one. It's such a delicious treat for you, for your friends, for your health. All right, so how do we do this? You take this and you get up, essentially first thing in the morning. I walk in the bathroom. I go to the bathroom, pee usually, come in, grab my tongue scraper, and I stick out my tongue and I check it out. I look at it and just see, oh, interesting, what's happening and showing up today. And then I'll take the tongue scraper and go back to front, back to front, back to front. About, 2 to 7 times. You might even do 10 times, depending on how gross your mouth feels. In Ayurveda, there's this kind of lean towards doing it 7 times, and 7 being representing each time you do it represents the 7 layers of tissue in your body. So that's kind of where I lean. I do about 7 times every morning, and in between, if it's really gunky, I'll kind of wash it off, get the faucet running, rinse it off, and then go back again. And then after that, I'll go and brush my teeth and drink my water and be about my day. But I hope that's helped. It's super accessible to do it. Again, come by Leela, grab a tongue scraper, $5, or stop by your food store and grab one there. But I hope it's something that you can integrate in and makes you feel just a little bit clearer and freer in your morning. Thanks so much.